Hi everybody. Here is one of my first back workouts after about 5 or 6 months off, and I'm just kind of easing back into it. And I started with bent over barbell rows, and notice I have my back flat, so you want to stick your booty up in the air and keep that back flat, and when you pull up you want to get that arch in your back, so you don't want to round at your lower back because that puts too much pressure on your spine. And I did 15 reps. I did 3 sets with just the bar. The bar is 45 pounds. Here's a different angle so you can see I have a slight bend in my knees, and notice that my the weight is kind of back towards my butt. I'm not trying to stay over it too much. I'm kind of, my lower body's kind of angled back a little bit. Sometimes when you try to stay over it too much, your knees get in the way and you have to lift around your knees. So kind of, you want a slight bend in your knees and kind of just shift your weight back towards your heels a little bit. And here's another angle. Again, keeping the lower back flat. And when you pull up, you want to think of, I think of leading with my elbows. I forget about my hands, so I'm not pulling with my arms. I think of leading with my elbows and pulling my shoulders back and squeezing my shoulder blades together. And the second exercise was supersetted with, this is seated cable rows, supersetted with high toe taps. You'll see those in a second. And I do have a video, I think right before this one, that shows no-nos of seated cable row. And this machine, the cable's kind of long and my legs are too short, so it bottoms out before I can get a stretch. And so over the years I've just been doing them this way. I've been at this gym for about 12 to 13 years, and just do them this way. You wanna forget about your hands. Anything that you do for back, you want to forget about your hands and your arms. You're just using your hands as hooks to feel your back. You always want to focus on pulling from your back and your lats. And these are the high toe taps. And you want to make sure that you're not leaning back. You kind of want to move into it, and I'll show the last set will be an angle from the side so you can see how I'm staying forward and moving into it. That way you kind of engage and use your core a little bit. And be careful that you don't do these too fast at first, because you can trip. I've seen it happen. So just take your time when you first start. You can pick up speed if you want to as you get going. And this is I think a little bit different angle than the first one, but again, you want a slight bend in your knees. And when you're pulling back, I think of pulling back and leading. That first part of the motion, I think of pulling from my lats, and then as my elbows come back, I think of pulling from my shoulder to my elbow, my upper arm. I feel like, think about pulling both of those back, my upper arms back, to squeeze squeeze my shoulder blades together, so to squeeze the upper back. So if you do seated cables right, and you really get that squeeze when you're at the top, you're squeezing your shoulder blades back and you're arching. I like to arch my chest way up too. You can work your back really good, and I think that's what helps, for me anyway, give me that Christmas tree in my back. When I get lean, I have a Christmas tree in my lower back, and I think it's because of this one, well, and even the bent over barbell rows. But when I pull back, see how I'm not leaning from my lower back. I'm arching from like my mid back up, and I'm sticking my chest way up in the air, and I'm pulling my shoulders back as much as I can too. So I'm squeezing it from left to right, and I'm also arching to get a contraction. It's kind of hard for me to explain talking about it. But anyway, here goes the high toe taps again. And you can see how I'm like moving, I'm leaning into it, and I'm lifting my legs up. So that kind of helps you to kind of just engage your core better. I think it makes them a little bit harder too. You get a lot more out of it than if you lean back too far. Okay, so next exercise, and I did 3 sets of these, but my video camera ran out after the first set, and it's a superset. It's 1-arm dumbbell rows, and I did 20 pounds for 12 reps on each set. So I did, you know, each side here, and then I went over and did patty cakes. So patty cakes were, I think it was 20 seconds, and I did 3 sets of those. And back to the seated cable rows, I did 40 pounds on the first set, 15 reps, 50 pounds for the second set, 15 reps, and 60 pounds for the third set, 10 reps. And here are the patty cakes. And I'm pretty sure this was 20 seconds. And these kind of bothered my elbow a little bit. These and the walkie planks bother my elbow. But anyway, I did 3 sets. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I'll see you next time. Another video will be coming soon, so check back. Thank you. Bye-bye.